Good morning. How are you? This is the Trading Cyborg. I hope you are okay. We shall start off with yesterday's trades. So yesterday we had a discussion on this pair USDT. After USDT broke well, first it broke these levels. So our anticipation for this pair was that it was going to come to this level here, which is a fair value gap, and then it would sell. So it came at around 10 p.m. or 2 p.m. New York time, and now we are down around 500 points. So this was a perfect trade for us. So I'm hoping that this trade is going to get up to these levels. At least when we hit that level, we will be somewhere. At least we shall be somewhere. So GBP USD had a lot of issues, so I never got in. So my yesterday's anticipation for GBP USD was that GBP USD was at least going to get to this level. Well, it got to this level around the first time it got to this level was around 1 p.m. Then it retested again at 5 p.m. Then it retested again at 9 p.m. Then it continued downwards. So now we are currently around 66 pips. But I never got into that. I never got in that trade. So due to time was a problem. So we shall start off with the news analysis. We want to know what are the news this week. So Monday is already passed. So now we are in Tuesday. So Tuesday we have GBP news today at 3:30. We also have pre non-farm payroll news on Wednesday. Then we have unemployment claims on Thursday. Then we have non-farm payroll on Friday. So we have news all through the week. You can also check Forex Factory for GBP. For GBP, so GBP hedge funds are what? They have even added more positions to their short positions, and then they have removed some of their longs and added to their shorts. So this chart here shows that hedge funds have removed 14,000 long positions and reduced to their long positions. So hedge funds are majority of them are short. But when you look at retail traders are fighting among themselves, and they're also fighting to go long, whereas hedge funds are short. So with that, when you check the 4-hour time frame, it is very clear that we are shorting. So first, the fundamentals have told us that we are going short. Number two, when you check our technicals from 28th Jan, so the whole of February, we have had lower lows and lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, and then lower highs. So my position on this pair is that we are shorting, and our next entry level will be around 3,000. Our next profit target is around 3,000. So that is the 4 hour time frame, and then the fundamentals. So the 1 hour time frame, on the 1 hour time frame, we have an OB to our left. So maybe because of the market conditions, if price is able to break below that level, you can easily target there. You can easily go to that level. So we have to see a break, a clear break, and a clear retest for us to get in. So a clear break and a clear retest for us to get in. So let me screenshot this. So you have to see a clear break and then a clear retest. So for US30, so this is possibly during the New York GBP red folder news. So you have to see a clear break and then a clear retest on the 15 minutes time frame. I don't know whether the CFTC contains US30. So maybe you can just check manually. We have Japanese yen, we have euro, euro pound, we have euro JPY, so we also have NZD dollar. NZD dollar is totally short. NZD dollar. So let us check the NZD USD. The problem is this consolidation here. So the New Zealand dollar is very bearish. So when look at the NZD dollar, you can see that hedge funds are 43,000 positions long short as opposed to only 13,000 longs. So to me, this is a short ride, a very long short ride. That is to mean there's only 113 pips. But still, this pair having broken all these levels is a clear indicator of a short or bearish momentum. So let us turn into the 1 hour. So NZD USD is also in the same position as GBP USD. So instead of rushing to get in, we are going to wait for a break, and then we are going to wait for a retest. So I've discovered that during bearish market conditions, the only thing we should be waiting for is a clean bearish break, and then we retest. So break and then retest. So we can also check US30. Now US30, the first best entry was at 49,000. So for US30, if you never got in, maybe during the New York session, we are going to have another re-entry. So I don't think there's US30 on the CFTC, but we have S&P 500, the Dow Jones. So we are looking for the Dow Jones. We have Nasdaq. We don't have Dow Jones. Dow Jones. So for US30, that will be an analysis. So in the 1 hour, first of all, I'm bearish on these pairs. So I'll be looking for a retracement during New York for continuation. Maybe around that level. Then on gold, so gold, I was waiting for gold because it already broke our level here. So I was waiting for gold at this level. So this is a 4-hour OB which was broken on 27th February. Friday 27th February 2026 at 6 p.m. So the best buy level would have been this level. But unfortunately, price never got to our level here. So I expected a touch. Even if it's a weak, so we have discussed all those three pairs. But you see, we moved from a consolidation from 19th February to 27th February. So we still have 81 pips on GBP USD before we come and fill this uh, monthly and daily fair value gap here. But overall, the market is not providing the so I could take a sell right now, but it is not in my plan. Also, overall, what do I tell you now? I don't like these market conditions because I would wish for a setup which is easier. For example, yesterday on GBP USD, let me explain it to you. So yesterday on GBP USD, my anticipation was that the price was going to get into this level and then we start selling. So around New York Open, I got in, but once I got in, you can see what price began doing. So it was all it was a cat and mouse chase for the whole session until I got out, only for GBP USD to start trending during the Asian session. Okay, when we check US30, so this price level was triggered as at around 10:30 p.m. Now 10:30 p.m. is past New York, 10:30 p.m. is past London. It is already during, now we are crossing over to the Asian session now. Okay, so I would have wished even for price to come to this level during the New York session. Okay, but past 7 p.m. past 7 p.m. is quite risky getting into any trade. So the dilemma I'm having right now is whether I could have got in or not. But still, that was a very good trade. I marked it, and I wish I would have set an alert for US that. So my only anticipation right now is if price is kind enough to come and give us another entry. Otherwise, we will have to wait for it to break this level, because at the end of the day, it is only discipline which is going to save us. So if USD does not come to this level, 48,800, and it continues the way it is doing right now, we'll just have to wait for it to break this level on the 15 minutes time frame, not any other time frame. In the 15 minutes time frame, then test again, then we can get in on that second distribution entry. Okay, so nothing is lost yet. Yeah, something like that. Otherwise, this is a clear sell because it has already cleared February's low. And you know, when price clears a previous monthly low or a previous monthly high, that should tell you a lot. Okay, now I could catch that falling knife. That is the sell which is happening right now, but it will not be an A setup. An A setup was like this one yesterday, which I missed. So if price is able to give us another entry, I don't know that I will get in still. So the only level I will get in comfortably is if there is a break and then there is a retest. So DXY also has something very interesting I've noted this morning. So when you check the weekly time frame for DXY, and then you draw your fib, you'll find something very, very, very interesting here. So price is still oscillating at this level, which is a sweet spot level. So price is oscillating at this sweet spot level of DXY. And if you don't know, DXY is the mother, is the USD pair. Okay? So USD is currently oscillating. So I want to explain to you the origin of all this confusion for the past month, because for the past month we have had a lot of confusion in the markets. Okay, and the only way to try and explain to you is by looking at the DXY weekly time frame. So DXY has been oscillating at the same level from last year June up to this year. For a whole year, my friend, almost how many months are those? So those are June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February. So for 8 months, now going to 9 months, this March, price has been oscillating around 20. Yeah, so price has been oscillating between 38.2 and 23.6. Let me move this line. So this level and this level. Now it seems to have retested enough. It seems to have had enough, and now it is trying to break above this OB. So the question is it going to break above this OB, or are we going to still keep on retesting and retesting and retesting and retesting and retesting? That is why I set my alert at 99.48, so that if we're able to close above this level this week, maybe DXY or the dollar is going to gain what? Strength. So let me post this. So this is a DXY weekly time frame. DXY, which is the USD base currency, has been oscillating around the same Fib level for 9 months now. This level is 38.2 and 23.6. So generally these Fib levels indicate a change in direction unless price closes below these levels. So price has consistently played around these levels, and currently it's looking to break the weekly order block at which level? At 99.40. Once we close above, we can now be assured of a strong buy. For now, we remain committed to preserving our risk. So that is the DXY. So remember, the DXY affects all other pairs. All other pairs. Okay? And for this month alone, so month 1, no, February. So February week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. Still, we were in a deeper consolidation. Can you see this? This is a very deep consolidation here. So if we break above this level, then we could be targeting a long-term high, a long-term buy for DXY. That means USD buy, USD chef buy, USD card buy, long-term. But before then, we are still operating in a, because you cannot compare this price action to this price action from from January 25 to June 2025. This was a clean market. A clean market. So as much as we want to fully engage our risk, we also have to remember that we're in a consolidating market, and most times traders lose their money when the market is consolidating. Okay? So let us drop to the 4-hour time frame. So the 4-hour time frame is a bit clear. So we are saying that if we are able to close above the 99,500, then we can be assured of a long-term buy. So for this session also, I'm not going to be taking any trades, because to me the market is not quite clear the way I would like it to be clear. Alright, so we have closed below this level. So now it's 11 a.m. So with that, if you're not in my Telegram, you can join as we wait for these other confirmations today. So thank you for your time. Let's meet in the next session.